welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
I hope the listeners can feel our nerves.
Oh, yes.
Because we normally, and a good thing because 2 weeks ago this was needed, record 2 versions of this show.
Yeah.
The regular one and a backup.
A backup. Mm-hmm.
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we needed the backup.
Yeah.
The regular one didn't work. That's fine. That's what the backup's for.
Yep.
We're running with just the backup.
Just the backup.
This show has never been closer to not coming out.
Here's the thing. If at any point we cut out, that's all you're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah. We've proven that.
Yeah. We've done it before. And we'll do it again. Yeah. So if you don't get a full episode, cool, maybe Kimbo. They don't get a full episode, if you know what I mean.
Uh-oh. I think it's cutting out now. No, they've seen the runtime is the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think it voids our contract with the devil.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
It's not a legitimate failure of recording.
Though I would have thought the devil would be all about getting around things sneakily.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, I respect it, but tortured.
We should discuss with him about it. Hey, just talking about loopholes. Like, like, can we get away with this?
I love loopholes. Go on.
Oh, good.
Well, we've thought of one. No.
I like loopholes. Cambo. Mm-hmm. I can't even do this as a good setup one. What's it called when someone tells a dad joke but isn't a dad?
A joke?
Oh, yeah, I guess technically. It's a faux pas.
Very good. Very good.
It's pretty good. That was by Timothy, but it was actually cross-posted to us by Just Judging Reddit.
So they're cross-posting your dad jokes now.
Honestly, I very much appreciate it.
Oh,
because this whole time I was like, the dad jokes are pretty terrible.
He's already quit Reddit. Don't let him get away with not sourcing his own dad jokes, people.
That's true. I normally only ever saved the dad jokes because it was coming up as I was browsing through. But now that I've quit Reddit, I'm not like specifically going to that subreddit to find them. Anyway, Cambo, this the first Reddit on Reddit it was actually in the subreddit polls, and it was by Ultimate Discord Mod. Is stealing from rich people wrong?
I mean, yes. Next question.
Yeah, well, Campo, you might be surprised. So this was obviously just a yes/no poll and results, which, by the way, I hate as a poll option. I think it's actually in their rules that you have to have a
more neutral,
results option at the end. And I was like, what a dumb thing to do. It's actually better to force people to vote because then you get more accurate answers.
Yeah, because yes, no makes me have to vote yes. But if there's an option to be like, yes, but not as bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, that I agree on. Like, yeah, it's not as bad because they've clearly got the money to cover it.
If I'm going to steal from a poor person or a rich person, steal from both.
Yeah. Double the profits.
Double the profits.
Here's a saying that I can coin, but people can use. You're going to steal from a poor person, make sure they're rich.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, good. Yeah, so the results are... Okay, here's the problem. So I've deleted the app on my phone, as we discussed last week.
Oh, no.
It now means when I copy and paste the post, normally I click on it, opens up the app, gets to the post. Yeah. I haven't been able to do that, and it's struggling to load. But here's what I vaguely remember the poll results being. It was roughly like 6,000 people saying that it was... yes, stealing from rich people was wrong.
Yeah.
But then about 4,000 people that said that stealing from rich people wasn't wrong. And I just think that that's such a funny, like it was a surprising percentage of people, I guess, that said it was okay to steal from rich people.
Yeah.
Have you got it there? Have you?
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to vote now to see the results. Okay, I got the results here.
Yeah, tell me the exact result.
4.9 thousand people said yes, it is wrong, and 3.6 thousand people said no, it's not.
Yeah, see, isn't like I would guarantee before even seeing those results, yes, some people are going to say it's totally fine to steal from rich people. But for it to be such a high percentage, I find that so fascinating because it's the idea of, could you imagine all those people that voted no if they came into wealth and then they were classified as a rich person and they're like, oh, so it's okay to steal from you now.
By the way, if you've got an internet connected computer and time to browse this, you're probably in the top 5%.
Yeah, you're probably richer than a lot more people than you think.
Which means an impoverished country can rob you.
Yeah. And that's like such a good point as well, right?
Yeah.
Like rich is a perspective. You're like, oh yeah, I could steal from a billionaire. There's nothing wrong with that. But rich doesn't necessarily mean billionaire.
I just want to
it
shout
includes
out
them, sure.
Rob Comain, the top comment.
Right.
Quite funny joke.
Okay.
Says, this reminds me of a joke. A thief threatens a man in the street and says, give me your money. The man responds, but I'm a senator. The thief says, oh, okay, then give me my money. Yeah, it's politics.
It's a good joke.
Can I just say, Ultimate Discord mod?
Yes.
I had to go onto their profile to find this.
Yeah.
They also put another poll the next day, and I'm beginning to wonder about this person. Polls.
Oh no.
Would you rather sacrifice 200 homeless people or 100 middle class people?
Oh. Well,
what is this, like rich versus poor? Means versus non-means?
Really starting to try to build a divide here, I guess.
Oh, ask Reddit, should women be allowed to be topless in public spaces? This
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, that one's fine, I suppose.
Yeah.
I want to know now the results for the homeless people versus middle class people. If it wasn't upvoted enough, no, there won't be that many.
Okay. There's one that just says results. Here we go. Okay. What would your preference be?
I mean, I would say definitely the 100,000.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
200 homeless people has won.
Whoa!
799 voted for that, and 768 voted for 100 middle class. So it's
I mean, I guess
quite
it's
even.
close, but that's still,
should it be?
That's still alarming.
Like, this is the Charlie problem in real life.
Is not insignificant. And I like the idea that, again, these ones are kind of interesting when you're like, what's the perception of the people where they see homeless, and what comes to their mind, when they see the word homeless, because it probably means they think of somebody who can't come back from homelessness.
Yeah.
And I think there are probably some that are like that, and also in sometimes those situations, not necessarily their fault. There's obviously a lot of like mental illness that comes along with homeless people, and there's no necessarily like support for them and things like that. But that's not all homeless people, and yeah, it just really surprises me.
I think it's honestly as simple as this. Most people voting like, but I'm middle class.
Oh,
what if I'm one of the 100?
What if I press the button and I die? That's so dumb. Oh my God.
But what if you did though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nah, homeless people.
Kill list on it. No, isn't that terrible?
Yeah. That's really genuinely surprising. But yeah, anyway, here's what I think can be. Steal from Elon Musk.
Yeah, I'll support that.
Yeah. All right, I think we should move on and get into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by Stone Doctorate. No, wait, I want to do this.
Okay.
Oh, no, but I have to open up the link again.
Nelson.
Nah, it'll work this time.
You have entirely one podcast, and it's about one thing.
Yeah. This is a problem. Is it really my fault that when I click a link, it doesn't open the web version of Reddit? Think about that. Is that my fault? Is it?
You've now not had Reddit for 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's not my fault. Okay, Canva, open up this one.
Okay.
This is by Demideity7. Women of Reddit, what not safe for work questions do you have for men that you are too embarrassed to ask in person?
Okay, hang on. It's taking its time on here.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm telling you, it's not my fault. And they have to go through that person's post.
They post
they post
so
a lot. No,
much.
is it their comments? Go to the top. Go to the top. That's their comments. Go, top. Keep going. All the way to the top. At the top, you need to click post. Next one in class.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, no. Okay, turns out they do post a lot.
But not as much. 10 days ago, here we are. We're almost there, Nelson. This is going seamlessly.
13
Women of
days ago.
Reddit. What was the question?
Yeah, that's
What
probably
not safe
on.
for work question?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Okay.
Flawless. All right, so we're going to read some questions.
Okay.
Maybe just go through. You pick them out. I was going to pick them.
Sure.
You pick them.
Emergency Drive 622.
Yep.
What do you seek in foreplay? So are we answering this as for women?
Yeah, the questions are from women to men, right? I think that's what it's saying. Women of
Oh,
Reddit,
yeah, sorry.
what
Yeah,
next
sorry.
question? Yeah.
I read it the wrong way.
Yes. We are men, in fact, and we can answer these questions.
What are you
do
seeking
we
in foreplay?
Yeah, what are we seeing in foreplay?
Some.
Some of it. Yeah. I think there's a stereotype, right, of men that they're like, don't want any foreplay.
Yeah, that's
Go
crazy.
straight to it. That's crazy.
Foreplay is the best bit.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
And then you get to the second
I cry the next part. That's always the worst. No, yeah, I feel like it's the same answer for this is probably the same answer for I've seen things like in the past, like what makes good sex.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is like just being into it.
Yeah.
Just being into it and into each other. That's like the best part. It's the same for guys and girls, I think. It's always the same. Yeah.
Genuine attraction and interest.
Yeah.
And willingness to like have fun.
Yes.
Willingness generally.
Yeah.
If they're not willing, you've got a big old problem there.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Look into
Stop.
it. Yeah, stop.
And candy underwear, obviously.
Here's one.
So delicious.
From Small and Tough. Mm-hmm. How often are unwanted public boners an actual issue?
Oh, since I've been older, not really that much at all.
Even wanted ones. They're the issue.
Yeah.
Come on.
Please. No, but when I was younger, definitely it was far more common. I remember being in school and just having like
puberty's the real like volatile ground for unwanted public boners.
Yeah. And that was more just about the trick was
The fisherman's tuck.
tuck it into the
waistband.
The waistband of your pants.
Because not only does it also gives you quite a bulge. People are like, massive dick.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, I know.
And I don't have a boner. What do you think?
Yeah. But yeah, so
also depending on the underwear that you wear, I wear boxer briefs.
Yeah.
So they're quite good at like maintaining, you know.
Actually, I remember at a time in like primary school, sort of even start of high school, it was just about boxers.
Yeah, silky Looney Tunes boxers.
Yes, Looney Tunes. Yes, they were actually the worst for boners.
Yeah,
because it was harder to. Your boner would get wrapped up in the like silk of the boxer and stuff, and then it was harder to like tuck in. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
But we moved on from that. Yeah. We learned.
Marvin the Martian looks so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
Skeeterson asks, do your balls really move depending on the weather? If so, does it feel weird? They don't move where they are. They're still in the same place.
Yeah,
I guess, like contract.
It is far more gradual, I think, than maybe what.
Oh yeah, it's not like.
Yeah. It's like we'll just notice them. Being like, oh, they're all right in there now.
In really hot weather, they do move to the side of your leg.
Yes, yeah, they get stuck there.
Yeah, they do get stuck there.
Again, that was the worst part of boxes.
Yes. Another.
I have also. There's been times where I've been looking at my balls.
Okay.
As you do.
Yeah.
And
every day.
They can move like, by themselves while you're looking too. Because there's like stuff going on.
If you're not keeping an eye on them,
in
they're
the
moving, are they?
Yeah, they're moving. Yeah, because I pretended I wasn't looking. And then they were having a party. Yeah, so there is like movement that you can just like see as well, but it's slower movement.
Yeah. But weather plays a factor, but it's not the only factor. It's not only weather that makes balls move.
Yeah.
But that,
Sometimes I'm doing the windmill.
Yes.
And balls go along with it.
Yeah. Here's an annoying thing about balls. Mm-hmm. This is very gym specific.
Oh, yeah.
Getting onto a rowing machine, you do need to be careful because rowing machines, generally your legs are quite tight together. And you may not have noticed that your balls are in an unideal situation until you fully pull a rower back.
Yeah.
And you can kind of pinch your balls.
Yeah.
Which means if guys take just a second longer to get on the rowing machine, they're just protecting themselves.
Yeah.
You got to make sure.
Something else that's happened, and I feel like it's happened to me in a gym environment also, because it's like when you're wearing the loose shorts and stuff. And I feel like there's been in times where on just the right angle, if you're unfortunate enough, you can sit on your balls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that hurts.
Which I must say, I'm learning a lot about myself right now. Yep. I wear shorts that have compression shorts in them.
Yeah.
Because I want everything to be
tight. Tucked in there.
And it seems that I want an orderly genital situation.
Yeah.
So let me find the next one here. Is the sex... Oh, this is from Panacotta 12. Is the sex different with a girl you don't want to see again and a girl you do? Is the intimacy different and the lead up, etc.? When we touched on this, yes, sex is better when you're genuinely into the person.
When you're into it and stuff, yeah. So it's almost better when you're... Because I'm guessing they're thinking like, one night stands, maybe you look for more crazy sexual fantasies or something because you're like, I'm not going to do this again. But that hasn't been my experience or anything. I think, and
it's not because we can't pick up chicks. We can pick up chicks.
Yeah.
How many of these do you want me to read out?
I don't know. It's up to you. It's your segment now. I've passed it on.
I'll do one more.
Okay.
This is Playful Ice 8962. Mm-hmm. Do you like it when a girl does a little gasp when you first slide in? And then they've said edit.
Yeah.
Probably should have said genuine gasp of pleasure, not pain, lol.
Oh, okay.
Because the first comment says, if it's genuine, absolutely.
Right. That's very specific. I guess so.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, I mean,
the idea
again, I think it's about it's the interest about it. Because that's just...
I think this isn't just me. I'm fairly confident I can talk on behalf of other men here. Giving someone pleasure is also pleasurable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So if they're gasping in pleasure, you're like, sick.
Yeah, it's not like... Yeah, it would be weird for anyone to ever be like, oh, no.
You're not enjoying it, are you?
Oh, come on.
It's a one-sided transaction.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
And if that is you, also stop.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope we helped some people out.
Do you need me to pre-open any other posts, Nelson?
We'll find out. Okay. Let's move into Today I Advice.
So now it's time for Today I Learned.
Today I Learned.
And also sometimes advice.
This advice is by Stonks and Stuffs. How do I get rid of guilt? I crashed my sister's car today and totaled it. She's borrowing her friend's car for the next week until she gets a new one, which I'll be helping her with. I have this massive wave of guilt. I hate burdening people and causing inconvenience, and that's just what I did. My parents and her keep saying they're glad nothing serious happened to me and that I didn't get injured because it was a bad crash. The car is destroyed. But I feel terrible. I can't sleep, and the thought is just glued in my head. How do I deal with this guilt? I know this is like pretty big one.
We are qualified
with
this, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all. But it's just that people might not be able to interpret our words
this is
in the right way.
This is a hard one, not knowing what the crash
Well,
was.
I think we should almost
Were they drunk and crashed into a lamppost?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe feel a little bit more guilt. Were they did someone hit them in the side? Not their fault.
Hit them. Yeah. then
Don't feel guilt.
Then
It
get
sucks.
over it.
Like, yeah, it sucks
but
for
I
your
think
sister and stuff.
I think the point is we shouldn't get bogged down into the details of this
Yeah.
because the idea is they feel guilt regardless of how it happened.
Yeah.
And their idea is like, how do I get over or move from this? Because the reason why I brought this up is because I think it's interesting and I know I experienced a lot. I don't know how you feel about guilt, but I find that one of those, interesting kind of emotions where it's entirely on how you feel about something.
Yeah.
And some people can feel guilt for small things.
Yeah.
Some it has to be a big thing, whatever. I feel guilt. I feel like a lot on the smallest things. At work, last week I screwed up like 3 different things pretty close together. Really annoying that I did it 3 different times. And that guilt has like lived with me for a bit. And so I think it's interesting about how to try and get rid of that guilt because I know the people in my team where I stuffed up wasn't a big issue.
Yeah.
And they're probably over it by now. But I'm still like, feel like such an idiot about it,
I think that you and I definitely have the same mindset here. And I would say that most people probably do, where we feel guilt for an individual, but never a corporation or a larger thing.
Right. Okay.
Like you're a self-confessed, self-serve checkout.
Cambo, if I forget to scan a little salami stick in my pocket, that's not my fault.
And I have explained to multiple people with glee how I scam Audible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love doing it. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So neither of us feel guilt about that.
Yeah.
But if we do something that affects an individual, we feel guilty.
Yeah.
Even though like the things we do technically are wrong.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's no guilt,
Yeah, that's right. It does make a difference.
I also feel guilty when I, when you just through bad luck or ignorance or whatever, you actually accidentally cut someone off in the road or something. You legitimately didn't see them.
Yeah.
You turn out or whatever and they have to slam on their brakes. They beep their horn. Yeah. And you're like, fair enough.
Yeah.
But because the thing is, that they think that you did it.
Yeah, you're a dickhead.
He saw me. He just came out anyway, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel guilty to be like, no, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Yes.
I didn't mean it.
Yes, that's such a good one as well. I think specifically to try and answer the question of like how you deal with guilt, I think there are it does depend on the situation. Stuff like that. Do you know what I find helps me? Is like when I tell someone else.
Yeah.
When I be like, because if it's just me, I'm in my car by myself, I'll feel guiltier if I just keep it to myself.
Yeah.
But if I can say to my girlfriend, I made this dumb mistake today and like tell her and she's like, that sucks. I know how they feel, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like, okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. But funnily enough, I think the opposite can be true, particularly like I said, I stuffed up at work a bit.
Yeah.
To me, I deal better with the guilt when I'll like identify and apologize to like my colleagues for whatever mistake I made that week, and because I don't want to inconvenience them, like we said, or make our team look bad or anything. So like apologize and be genuine for that because I am feeling racks of guilt. But then I never bring it up again, and because I think that's important for 2 reasons. One is, it's hard to judge other people's level of let's say
how annoyed they are
by something you feel guilty on. And if they're actually not that annoyed by it, then I think that you keep bringing it up can make them more annoyed by the thing that you did. And in fact, even if they are more annoyed about it, so long as you've done the right thing in the first place, apologize, blah, 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 there's not much else you can do anyway to make that first person feel better. And also, I think that it can sort of, if you keep bringing it up, then it can continue to play on your mind a little bit because it remains like fresh in your mind. Yeah. But if you can sort of let it go, never mention it again, then maybe it helps.
Yeah.
Circumstantial, I guess, but just that I bring it up. It's one of those weird things, guilt.
And I know this is tempting. Don't try heroin.
Yes, because it works wonderfully.
It does work wonderfully.
Oh, boy.
But it is moreish.
Yeah.
You'll do one
Yeah.
heroin and you'll be
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't mind more heroin.
And here's the worst thing.
Yeah.
You feel guilty about doing the heroin.
I know.
game.
It does.
And then what happens? More heroin.
Yeah, you feel guilty for stealing your parents' stuff to buy the heroin.
You buy the heroin.
It's the whole
and
thing.
you get more heroin. Anywho, let's move on to shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, thoughts, thoughts.
This shower thought was by Yupface, but it cross-posted to us by Gone Emotionally. I should say, I'm pretty sure last week and this week, all of the shower thoughts have been cross-posted to us by Gone Emotionally. Mucho appreciado.
In a way, the third host of these episodes.
Yeah, yes, that's true. Yes, did I read it out? No. Someone made up dinosaur sounds without ever hearing them.
I look possibly, but from what I understand about the science of this, is that they generally reconstruct parts of the dinosaur that can, in fact, even Jurassic Park, which I know is not real, goes into this.
Right.
Because they reconstruct a part of the throat of a raptor that tells them that they had the kind of like
Right.
particular
Yeah.
notes. I would imagine that is more how they're basing
Yes.
dinosaur sounds. Then it's big,
Yeah.
raw?
Raw? Probably raw.
Probably raw, right? That being said, I think the T-Rex noise from Jurassic Park is 8 different animals put together.
Right. Okay. That's
One of which is an
interesting.
elephant.
Oh.
Yeah. Like the more front of the sound effect, I believe, is mainly an elephant scream.
Yeah, that's funny.
How'd they get to scream, though? Think about that.
Oh.
Next time you're watching your favorite movie, how'd they get the elephant scream?
I think they just asked it.
Yeah. I think they just went into the wild and captured a bunch of animal noises
Yeah, yeah.
by prodding an elephant.
I think it's funny, though, the only thing with this is, because, yes, that's technically true, but also what you've said, like, they understand, they reconstruct the bones, they're like, okay, this has the same sort of form. Also, there'd be, like, things of, like, well, that this is part of another family that's similar, and they probably sound the same, yada, yada. But also, we know that for a long time, they were like, dinosaurs, lizards, and now... Not so. I mean, it's been a while now, but they're like, actually, dinosaurs more like birds. So I think it's funny to be like, you know what? Maybe they're chirping.
Yeah, maybe they are chirping.
Yeah.
It does make the T-Rex funnier.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
Cuter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a little T-Rex.
I always think as well, whenever scientists do this thing of recreating something based on evidence, I don't know what people expect, but I feel like they're always disappointed.
Yeah.
There was one years ago, and I believe they said, we can reconstruct how we think Cleopatra might have sounded based on fossilized 3D print of like her vocal cords and her throat.
Yeah.
And they had her say hello.
Yeah.
And it just sounded like a regular person saying hello.
Yeah.
Because of course it did.
Yeah, because of course
I don't
it
know
does.
what people were expecting.
Yeah.
But I feel like they were disappointed by that. Being like,
Yeah.
oh, what?
Yeah.
I thought you'd be like, hello. Yeah, you know, like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
it's just kind of like a monotone, like, hello. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's like, yeah, okay.
I think it's also funny when I've seen other reconstructions of like what certain people would have looked like in their time by different things.
Because
And you're like,
paintings are always too flattering,
they
by
just
the way.
you're like they just look like
Hi,
a
regular
dude.
person. Yeah.
That's basically what I expected. All right, here's another one. It was by East Blue J 6891.
Who's it cross-posted by?
Oh, well, gone emotionally. The ability to read minds initially seems cool until you realize it's a passive ability like hearing, meaning you can't just turn it off, on and off. You'd likely go insane if you remain around other people. At a minimum, you'll have major trust issues in every relationship.
Wait a minute. I'm beginning to think this isn't real then.
Oh.
I think
Yeah,
it
who
can't-
says that mind reading is a passive ability? It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
If we one day have the ability to read minds, it might be something we can turn on and off.
If the X-Men have taught me one thing,
Yeah.
and to be fair, they've taught me many things.
Many things. Life lessons.
you look at someone intently and put 2 fingers to your temple, and that's how you read a mind.
Yeah.
So as long as you're not doing that all the time, you should be fine.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be annoying if you're trying to think and you're scratching your head and you're like, oh, I keep hearing voices.
But I believe in that it's not a passive thing, right? Doesn't Professor X have to concentrate to do it?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, but it is.
Think of it like a magic eye.
Yeah.
You always have the ability to do it, but you need to concentrate to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Isn't it the stereotype actually that somebody who gets the ability to read minds can't control their powers first, so they hear everybody's, and they
end up in a closet with their ears covered or whatever.
Yeah, in the fetal position. I'm sure I've seen several things like that in the past. But then they learn to control it. Yeah. I do wonder if it was that something that you could you would end up tuning up. Maybe evolution actually came, but we originally could hear thoughts. And then through evolution, we just slowly tuned it out. Like the way that our ears now are attuned to like a siren sound might wake us up or some sort of bump in the night, but not necessarily like birds chirping or as much or something that might have required us to wake up.
Let's see if knowing that you might actually have the ability and you're just tuning it out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about something.
Yeah.
Think really hard. What am I thinking about?
You want me to say on here?
Yeah.
Penises are all right.
And that is a good thought.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about wheat bix.
Okay.
Close.
Oh, you know what? Stacey's in the other room.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I accidentally.
Signals. Yeah,
I think that's what happened. Just some lines crossed there. All right, Camber, let's move into.
Wait, who's thinking about leaving me? Someone's thinking about leaving me.
It's me, Camber. It's this podcast. Let's move into podnapping.
Oh my God! I'm being podnapped. Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing, and we do it ourselves.
I had a thought.
Oh.
How many skips do we get? Is it 3 a year?
No, you can postpone, right?
Yeah.
We call it something else.
Yeah. But you get a certain amount of skips, don't you? Or is it just one?
I think it's one skip for the year.
Is it calendar year?
Oh, because we're coming up to the end. Ooh.
My point is, are we about to have a good couple of weeks?
Yeah.
My point is, I've done one, so it's not for this week. I have one ready, but I just want to. Did we ever determine? Because you know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it is calendar year.
I'll allow it. Yeah. One per calendar year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's my turn this week. Mm-hmm. I've gone back to my old bag of tricks. Mm-hmm. I will say though, you awakened a thought in me last week by using Taskmaster.
Oh, yes.
Now, formerly British comedy game show, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
Formerly, we have, let's say, gone to the well of Hamish and Andy over and over again. Probably to the point where people are like, oh, God, they're doing another Hamish and Andy.
Yeah.
But Taskmaster intrigues me. There's some untapped potential in that show, I think.
Yeah. I've been watching some and trying to think. It's largely visually based.
But like last week's.
Like last week. Sort of made it work.
Anyway, I went to my old bag of tricks, which is...
I've just thought of one, actually, that they did that I could definitely use next time.
No need to use your skip next week.
Yeah.
I went back to my old bag of tricks, which is finding a subreddit that I have newly come across and sorting through to see some top ones.
Yeah.
This time I've been exploring the subreddit r/who would win.
Okay. Yeah, this is a good one.
And I thought I've got a couple of top ones here, all from about 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought fairly briefly we could maybe give our thoughts on who we think would win.
Okay.
But you and I love a theoretical versus, I think.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
All right. This was by Come Dr. Frog.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say.
Yeah, COME.
CMDRFRIG. Come Dr. Frog.
Okay, sure.
They asked who would win, a Roomba with a chainsaw taped to the top
Okay.
versus Helen Keller with a handgun.
I think this is a Roomba, hands down.
I do initially lean towards Roomba because it's going everywhere. Helen can't see, hear.
Yeah.
They're coming. But also Helen Keller, I think, let's say, was more resilient than the world gave her maybe credit for initially.
Okay. Yeah.
And she's got through more than you'd expect.
Yeah. Is this to the death?
You'd expect with
Yeah.
it.
Because
Or like you saying, if she loses a leg, they're like, all right, Roomba wins.
yeah, because I mean, like, if I start to get hit by a chainsaw,
Yeah.
I'm not dead instantly. I'm pulling my leg
Yeah.
out of the way, and then I know where to shoot.
Here's my issue. I feel that they've done Helen dirty here
Yeah.
because run at someone with a chainsaw, hit them with a chainsaw, they'll probably die.
Mm-hmm.
If you shot a Roomba, I'm not convinced it would necessarily stop right away.
Yeah.
You would need to hit it in the right
Couple
spot
times. Yeah.
to stop the motor. But if you just hit the edge of it,
Yeah.
it'll keep coming.
God forbid you hit the chainsaw and it spins back and flicks the bullets back into your eye.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So I think that that's actually stacked in the Roomba's favor.
Yeah,
And for that
okay.
reason, I think it's a plug.
All right. It's easily done.
Okay, this one is by Yuxlord. Mm-hmm. Who would win? Kevin from Home Alone
Okay.
versus The Purge.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I mean, definitely The Purge.
Let's be real. The
Yeah.
Wet Bandits were at the top of their class.
Yeah. They also would have died in The Purge.
Yeah.
Everybody's dead in this
The
situation.
difference is the Wet Bandits who were they weren't trying to kill Kevin McAllister. They were just trying to rob the house.
Yeah.
Weren't going in there expecting paint buckets on strings.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
such.
yeah.
And marbles on the floor.
Yeah.
Hot irons.
Yeah.
The Purge, on the other hand, I
Yeah.
think are ready for a fight.
Yeah. Here's what happens. First of all, they want to get in there. They want to kill Kevin.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
the idea. Because he's been such a smug asshole the
Yeah.
whole year.
Called them a dirty animal.
Yeah.
They didn't like it.
Oh, boy. They walk up to the house with a shotgun, shoot the door handle, kick it open. The bucket's fallen over. The hot handle, they haven't even touched. they've shot it off.
Yeah.
Kicked it open. It's let a Rube Gold, what's it called?
Rube Goldberg. Yeah.
Rube Goldberg
Yeah.
machine happen, but they're not in the vicinity that it needs to happen.
Yeah.
For it to happen. And then Kevin's there with a shocked look on his face. He's doing the face. We know the face.
Kevin needs to get a lot more brutal
Yeah.
with his devices as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, oh, there's some marbles on
Yeah.
the floor. You're going to fall over.
They're like,
Anyway.
we have machine guns.
Yeah. He has the shock look on his face, and then a series of bullets destroy his existence.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, the Purge wins.
Yeah.
I'll do one quick one. We'll just get your quick thoughts here, because I certainly have my opinion. Who would win? Every president of the United States versus every king and queen of England.
aha!
Here's the thing.
Yes.
You would think king and queen maybe have more on their side.
Well,
Because like,
Would they?
well, it depends where you start, I guess.
yeah, because at a certain point
It's
there was
generational.
like King of Wales and
Yes.
stuff, and the King of
Also,
Queen of England.
Presidents of the
was not
United
that many.
States, every 4 years you can get a new one.
Yeah.
Queen, how long was she in there?
Yes. Yeah, that's
like,
true.
what did she rule for, like
Forever.
70 years or something?
Yeah. I think there's actually far less kings and queens
Yeah.
of England, specifically if you were to be technical about
Yes.
it. But technically better, perhaps, with weaponry.
Well,
'Cause
yeah.
kings did actually sometimes fight
Yeah,
in battles and whatnot.
I mean, I know they not kings, but like Harry and William did military service,
Right.
quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
And also Harry once dressed as a Nazi, which was very funny.
Yes.
Yes, it's weird that doesn't come up more. It's a fucked thing for him to have done.
Do you know, side story here? I've been watching The Crown.
Oh, yeah.
And what's really interesting is I've kind of enjoyed it, some of the episodes are so goddamn long. Anyway, before I watched them, I actually had a decent amount of respect for Liz.
Yeah.
And after watching them, I'm like, oh, she's not. For some reason, I had this view in my mind that she was progressive.
No.
But and I don't know. And the funny thing is, my partner was the same as well. She was
Okay.
like, yeah, for no reason, we can't say why.
Yeah.
We thought that she was just more of a progressive woman than she actually was. She didn't do anything. She actually caused a lot of like sort of pain, like particularly for her family members and stuff, being like, oh, this is tradition, we can't go against that. Or just kept her mouth shut in situations that she probably shouldn't have.
Yeah,
I was like,
and then when
what?
people didn't keep their mouth shut, they were in a car crash weirdly. But I think not only are the numbers on the side of the presidents of the United States of America, the historical figures of the band, take your pick.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But just generally speaking, I think presidents generally have more people that have maybe pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. And like you think of like a Lincoln or even like a more recent like an Obama. Didn't come from wealth, made themselves whatever. The English royal family are a bunch of inbred foppish.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They get people to fight their wars. You know what I mean?
But they do things like shooting and stuff as sports. Like,
Yeah,
I
the
think they would
hunting,
actually
yeah,
be pretty good
okay.
with a shot. In fact, something that in The Crown they show a lot is they hunt a lot.
Yeah, they do hunt
and
a
like
lot,
even
yeah.
the Queen is good with a rifle.
Yeah.
Like so.
Okay,
there is that element.
Okay,
too.
long distance combat.
Yeah.
We'll go the Royals.
Oh yeah. Okay.
hand to
yeah.
hand. The president.
The presidents.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah,
It's good. It's good that we know that. If it's a range war, the Royals have got them though.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's move into the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
Go on here from Zimbo, specifically to you. So I'm going to read it.
Oh.
Do I read the tidbit first or the main body first?
Read the tidbit because I thought it was
Okay.
funny. People can. put
Zimbo
together what
followed up
happened.
his email by saying, tired of having my constant typos getting read, so I reviewed after. And I sent the email and corrected one and added a bit. Why didn't I review before sending it initially? No idea. Sent from my iPhone.
Oh,
Now,
Zimbo, get it right.
Really going to make Zimbo question what he's done there. He says, gentlemen, Nelson, in brackets. Bidet update. Does your significant other think it's insane that you got one from a listener? What are your thoughts on it? Cambo, have you gotten a chance to try it? These are the uncomfortable personal questions people don't want to know, but you're being asked to answer it anyway. Additionally, feel free to place a survey in the bathroom for users to fill out. Feedback is important. Best regards, Zimbo.
That is funny. Maybe I should put that in my bathroom.
Did
What do
you
reckon of
use
this?
bidet? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy bidet? Yes, no.
Yeah. It's. I want to say first. Actually, I forgot there was a little note with the bidet that came with it that obviously was from Zimbo when he ordered it online.
Yeah.
And it went something along the lines of, people always say they'll cover your ass, but I'm the only one backing it up, or something like that with action. So,
Is it covering your ass? though?
covering your ass? Yes. They've got your back.
Yeah.
They've got your back. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't know.
And he said, I'm the one. You know what? It was good. All right. I'm butchering it.
Yeah, okay. I actually believe that.
Yes.
Yeah. I believe that Zimbo said something quite witty and you've misquoted it in some way.
It was about covering.
Was there
your back.
was there any typos on that?
Yeah, there was so many typos,
okay.
Cambo. I read it verbatim. So
bidet update, Nelson. Did Alan, your
bidet-
partner, think it was insane that somebody that you've never met in person sent you a bidet?
yes, and in fact, she said this instantly to me. I was like, because I knew it was coming, and then so when I got it and I opened it up, and I didn't really say anything to her, but I was like opening it up in front of her, and she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's a bidet." She's like, "What?"
I like
And
how
I
you
said-
tried to play it off casually.
Yeah. It's a bidet. Anyway, what do you want for lunch? No, and then I said, yeah, one of our listeners sent it to us. And I was like, I can't even remember.
And-
I know we were talking about bidets. I
Yeah.
can't even remember what the conversation was, but
The
this is what it's resulted in.
Cherry on top being Alan doesn't listen to the show regularly. Right?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
dips in and out.
Yeah.
So this would be even weirder.
Yeah. She was
'Cause
like,
you-
I
'cause-
don't understand at all.
Had you listened every week, and we do recommend that obviously for all people,
Yes.
get your friends to subscribe. You go, oh yeah, because you guys had mentioned it.
Yes.
But this comes in cold.
Yeah. And then she said to me straight after that was, you're not actually going to install it, are you? And I replied, I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I? I've got a bidet now. Well, there's nothing wrong with a bidet. Just because I have never met the person who gives me a bidet, I imagine I'm not going to hook it up and then I explode because it's some sort of secretive bomb. So,
Question
yes.
that could turn into an opportunity.
No.
Do you think there is already a company that manufactures bidets, but they're Australian, and they're called G'day Bidets?
Not register.
Okay, it's now turned into an opportunity.
Okay. All right.
Okay, no one steal that.
Yeah. Somebody set it up.
Yeah,
And
someone
give
set it up and give it to us.
Yeah.
I've got this thriving business. Do you guys want this? Yeah, all right. Yeah. If it's not thriving, you keep it.
Yeah. You can deal with the cost and the blowout and stuff. But otherwise, bidet update. Honestly, I quite often forget to use it. That's my biggest problem because I'm just not using. But I have used it multiple times since then, and I have gotten more used to it. But I still feel like it doesn't. It hasn't made me use less toilet paper.
Right. Okay.
I would say I use an equal amount because it's not.
But do you feel cleaner?
It's not perfectly. No, I don't. Oh,
Okay.
maybe I do. You know what? Maybe I do. If there was a scale, maybe I am 1 point.
Add this to
up
your chart on the
from-
back of the toilet door.
Yeah. How clean do you feel after using the bidet? Yeah, maybe ever so slightly. I could
Okay.
say that's true. But yeah, because the thing is, when I wipe, there's still some stuff there.
Yeah.
And not only that, but there's a lot of splashing. So I've had to use a little bit more toilet paper to like
Clean up the
even
splashes.
just wipe up the splashes of
Yeah,
water.
okay.
So yeah. But maybe I'm just a noob. I need to commit to it more. Maybe I should leave it on for longer. Maybe I should do like a 5-minute rinse.
Really clean that.
I don't know.
To answer your question for me, Zimbo, I've been to Nelson's house a sum total of once since it was installed.
Yes. No, twice. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I did. Well, I've used the toilet that's installed it once,
Yeah.
but I was only peeing, so I
Yeah.
did not use it.
Yeah. Got you in the eye.
Got me in the eye, straight in the eye,
Yeah. That's annoying.
straight up the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, we need you know what? You should come over for dinner one time and I'll serve like dates and stuff that really
Like,
makes
that's the good news. I got to poop.
Yeah. Give you coffee and
Yeah.
all the things that make you poop.
Pear cider.
Pear cider. Oh boy. I've got another.
I was wondering what you were doing.
I thought that was the end of the episode. I was
You
ready to be
wished.
done.
You wished.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Hello, CN here. Oh, by the way, the subject of this said podnapping.
Okay.
I slightly lied in the subject line. How dare you? Because this is actually a failed attempt at getting an AI to generate a podnapping idea. But I thought you'd like to hear what it had to say. I do like all these. Thank you, CN, for sending in the AI generated stuff.
Yeah, they're
it's
always
always
fun.
interesting. Yeah. I describe what podnapping is and your podcast. Below is what it generated. Today is going to be a challenge about kidnapping. The goal is to kidnap someone and bring them back to the podcast. The person being kidnapped must be willing and they cannot be related to you. Rules: the first person to bring back their victim and say, I brought you here against your will wins. You cannot use any weapons or force. You can only use words to convince your victim.
Yep.
You have to actually kidnap the person. You can't just bring them somewhere against their will. That's counterintuitive.
Well, I think it's saying like you can't be like Stacey might not want to go to I don't know, like a concert, but I'm like, oh come on, she's like, fine, no, like she's.
Yeah.
But I think it says like you have to like physically kidnap, like the act of kidnapping needs to be involved.
Yes. Okay. I thought it meant like you do that, but then also Stacey has to be in the boot all the way to the concert. And
I think it's like I would need to kick open the door, grab her, and be like, "We're going to a concert."
Yeah, okay. If you want to play along, find someone willing and say, I'm kidnapping you for the Reddit on Reddit podcast.
All right. Well, I guess we'll try this out next week.
We'll give it a go. I like the idea that we do this, but obviously we do Podnapping like 3/4 of the way through the episode.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting in the corner waiting for us to introduce them.
Because we shan't be changing the format for anyone.
Oh, yeah. They get in and we're like, well,
Can you be quiet for 30 minutes?
yeah. And then when we do introduce you, no conversation. You're just here to prove that we did it.
I will say to you, I brought you here against your will.
Yes.
Therefore winning.
Therefore winning.
And then you can leave.
That's it.
Please leave quietly. We're recording.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrifying.
Yep.
I don't like how many times the AI used the word victim.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Do you reckon that you could get some? Okay, so it says no one you're related to.
Yeah.
But let's like include anyone that you know. Like you have to get a random stranger. Do you reckon you could just do that?
I think it should need to be extended to like a friend of a friend.
No, I don't reckon even that.
No?
I reckon it has to be a stranger. Okay. Don't know them.
Could I do it? Oh.
You can convince somebody to be like,
maybe.
Hey, I've got a podcast. You can tell them everything.
Well, I would have said no right up until surprise interview worked that one time. And this is
it's worked multiple times. All right.
This is like ultimate surprise interview. Because that just took up some people's time on a phone. This takes up more time in person.
Yeah.
And I don't live close to anything. Yeah, I could do it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Ballsy, I see.
I get two people if I wanted to.
I was going to get 7. Thank you, CN, for giving us that. And Zimbo, thank you for writing in. If you could, if you want to, if you could write in,
yeah, please.
That'd be great. Reddit podcast, readit podcast @gmail.com.
You know what? It's not even a question anymore. Write in.
Write in.
Stop. I'm sick of it. Stop it. Right in.
We expect hundreds of emails in our inbox.
But we'd set it with like 5 or 6.
Yeah. We would say it. Honestly, hundreds would be a nightmare. But it's still not a question. Right in.
We don't have to tell you again.
If you'd like, do it. Reddit podcast, readit podcast @gmail.com.
Yep.
You can also reach us on Facebook, Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all readit podcast.
Yep.
Subscribe and rate the show.
Yep.
And have a great day.
Oh. Or night.
Thanks for listening, and we will read you later.